Hey guys, what's up? So I was asked to do a little testimony for Omega. So I'm gonna go through just a little bit and tell y'all a little bit about my story. First off, my name's Tony Dixon. Me and my wife Angela, we are the youth directors for Hamlet Church God of Prophecy. And yes, I'm sitting in a hunting stand. I've been hunting this morning. I've been here since about an hour before daylight. I'm wrapping the hunt up. I figured, what better place to do my devotion than one of my favorite places to be, and that's out in nature, out enjoying what God gave us, this beautiful creation He gave us to enjoy. So I was sitting out here this morning in my deer stand, kind of thinking about what I want to talk about. And I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about situations and stuff, things happening, the troubles of this life. I'll give y'all a little short story of a situation that I went through. Um, when I was 15, it was January of 1995. I I went on a hunting trip with my dad and my cousin and my best friend at the time, Kevin. We not too far from actually from where I am today, right through the woods. But anyhow, we had went hunting and we were rabbit hunting, and my best friend he had the gun, and my dad had shot a rabbit. And we was standing around talking about it. Well, he went to turn around and walk back out of the woods, back out to the road. And when he did, he tripped on some vines and didn't have his gun on safety. His gun went off and shot him and killed him standing right beside me. So as a 15-year-old boy, I had a lot of questions. I had a lot of disbelief. I had a lot of anger, a lot of issues that come of that. I didn't understand things. People taught me all my life everything happens for a reason. And at 15 years old, that to me, I did not buy into that because I didn't see a reason that my friend had to die, and I definitely didn't see a reason why I had to be standing there to witness it. So I had issues with that. Then they told me that God was in control of everything, which I was in church all my life, so I'd heard that all my life, and I didn't understand why, if God was in control, why He allowed that to happen to him at such a young age. He had just turned 16, never got his driver's license or nothing. He was actually excited about going to a birthday party that night with his girlfriend, and he never made it. Um, that was a tough situation. I got angry because I pretty much begged him to go that day. I blamed myself for getting him to go with us. Um, there was just a lot of issues I went through, and I was looking at the circumstances. For years after that happened, I went through this time of just trying to escape reality, just trying to find something to make me forget about the situation that happened. And I tried everything from hanging out, from experimenting with drugs and smoking weed and stuff like that, running with the wrong crowd, getting into trouble and fights, and just all kind of crazy mess. I didn't look to where my true source of help would have come from, and that's God. It makes me think about where Peter got out of the boat. Um, when Jesus told Peter to come out in the water, Peter come out and he walked on water as long as he kept his eyes focused on Jesus, where his true help comes from. As long as he was focused on Jesus, everything was fine. But the instant he started looking at the wind and the waves and the circumstances that was going on around him, he had fear, and he was scared of the situation, or he was intimidated by the situation, or he was angry at the situation. All kind of emotions could have come up in him, and he took his eyes and his focus off of Jesus. And I feel like that's what I've done for years, is I paid attention to what was going on around me, the circumstances that went on around me. And instead of going to God, I was trying to, in a way, blame God, which is absolutely wrong. We put ourselves in situations, and at the end of the day, you know, my friend it was his own fault that he didn't put his gun on safety. It was his own fault that he was walking around with a loaded gun. That's not God's fault that happened. Yes, a bad thing happened. Yes, no doubt. God knew it was going to happen. But the good thing that come out of it, years later, I was talking to a pastor that pastors my mom's church, and he had told me that the week before, when Kevin had come to his church, he had actually went to the altar and got saved. Kevin never even told me this. I never knew nothing about it, but I firmly believe that God used that tragic event to make sure that Kevin was in heaven with him for eternity. I don't know why Kevin didn't share that with me. To this day, when I get to heaven, I'm gonna find out. I can promise you that. But situations in life, I just want you to know, first of all, you were never alone. And I went through periods of darkness where I thought I was alone and nobody understand me. I didn't have no friends, nobody I could truly talk to. My family wasn't real emotionally close, so we didn't talk about emotions. I was always taught men didn't cry, men didn't talk about emotions. We just stuffed them down and dealt with them. So that done a lot of damage over the years too. I had to finally come to reality that, hey, I got to talk to somebody about this because it's eating me up. And then when I did, and this has only been a few years ago that I did, I sat on this thing for over a decade and just kept it bottled up. But finally, when I started talking about it, I had freedom. And I could feel the weight lifted off my shoulder. I didn't blame myself for it no more. I knew there was nothing I could do to control the situation. It was just part of life, part of the trials, part of going through this life. Bad things happen. Jesus told us, he said that, in this world we will have troubles, but take heart because he's overcome the world. And that's what we have. Our hope has to come in Jesus overcoming the world, and our promise that we have, that if we serve him and we follow him, we will spend eternity in heaven. And y'all, when we get to heaven, it's going to be so much better than this earth. The greatest, most bestest, favorite day you've ever had in your life can't even come close to comparing to the day when we see Jesus face to face. So I just want y'all to think about that. Just remember, no matter how bad it seems, no matter how bad things are going on, put your trust and faith in Jesus. Just always look to him. Even in times when you feel like he's not there, he's not listening, keep praying, keep pushing, because I promise you, he is there and he is listening, and he will help you. He knows what you can take. He knows what you need. He knows how you need to grow, and he knows how pain can make you grow. Think about gold. When gold is purified, it's put in a fire and the impurities is burnt out. Same thing with us. Sometimes we have to go into the fire to get the mess out of our life, to get us on the right track. So keep that in mind. Just know we are praying for y'all. We love y'all. I hope everybody enjoys this Omega conference. I hope everybody gets something from it and grows closer to the Lord, grows in a closer relationship with Jesus. So that's about all I got. I'm wrapping up my hunt. I'm sitting here looking at this beautiful cut over around me in this big field. I seen one deer this morning, but I decided not to shoot it. I let Bambi run on. So no lives were harmed in the making of this film, just so everybody knows. I love you guys. I'm praying for y'all, and I hope y'all enjoy everything. God bless. Love y'all. Bye.